Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Heather O'Donoghue, and I'm a fourth-year medicinal chemistry student in Trinity. Thankfully for you, I am not here to talk to you about chemistry, because nobody wants to hear that. I am, in fact, here to talk to you about the evolving workplace. I carried out this research over the course of 9 weeks during a summer internship with a large professional services firm in a group of 10 people, and I would like to acknowledge the other 9 people who are part of this, because this is not all my work, it was a group effort. So, introduction. What is the generational theory? The generational theory is a sociological concept that talks about the 5 generations that are alive in society today. We have the veterans, the last of whom were born in 1945, none of whom are in the workplace, so they don't matter right now. We have the baby boomers. The oldest of them will have retired, they don't matter. The youngest are still 14 years away from retirement. They are really senior managers, middle management. They're motivated by security. They want good jobs, they want pensions, they want healthcare. That is how you motivate a baby boomer. Generation X, they're kind of called the lost generation. The Gulf Wars, the Cold War, the fall of the Berlin Wall, it disillusioned them to the entire society. All they want is enough money to support their family. They really don't care about their job satisfaction. They're just not interested. How do you motivate them? Good salary. That's all they want. This is the key. We are Generation Y, and we are the difficult ones. Well-educated, technologically advanced, innovative, the most dynamic, biggest team players, but we can't be motivated with just money. We need rewards of different kinds. We need feedback. We need open communication. We are the future of business, but we are also business's biggest problem right now. And Generation Z, they haven't left college yet. They're really not important right now, so let's just move on. So we did some independent research. That was all from literature. We did some independent research. We surveyed the company that we were in. We surveyed their first-year associates to find out what they thought about their jobs. We only got a 55% response rate, statistically relevant, but not great. We surveyed all of the interns. We got a 66% response rate. Serious improvement, very statistically relevant. And we did some personalised interviews with some other university students, both those who were considering professional services and those who weren't, to see what their career prospects showed going forward. So what did we find? The application process. We had people, 60% of the people who responded to our survey said that 2 years after filling in their application forms, they remembered specific things that were wrong with it. If you put a bad taste in a Generation Y person's mouth, they'll remember, and they won't let it go. They won't forgive you, and it will live with them their entire career. You don't want to piss them off on the first day. Feedback. 95% of our respondents said there is something they would change about the communication or feedback process in the company. That is massive. Constant feedback. Generation Y want to be better. They want you to tell them how they can be better, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. You need to communicate with Generation Y, or realistically, they're not interested in what you have to offer. Rewards. This is interesting. 19% of respondents said they wanted a better salary. 18%, nearly the exact same figure, said that they wanted appraisal from their colleagues. We value your feedback as much as we value your money. That is so essential. Communication cannot be overemphasized as the most important thing to Generation Y in the workplace. Balance. 43% of people said they'd get better job satisfaction if they had a better work-life balance, if their work was appreciated and rewarded with more time off and more flexibility. That is your key to retaining Generation Y employees and motivating them in the workplace. Research and findings is all very well and good. What I actually want to tell you is the story of how we went about doing this research. So you got handed this brief. 2 days in, 10 people didn't know each other. Never have 10 people come together so quickly in disappointment as when you hand 10 financial services advisory interns a HR project. We were so dejected. We didn't care. We literally had no interest in this project. So we decided, we'll throw together some surveys, we'll send them out, we'll get some results. We're really not interested in what comes out of this. We made our plan, we wrote our surveys. After 3 weeks of the 9 weeks, we had done no work because we were so disinterested in this topic that we just couldn't be bothered. So eventually, with only 6 weeks to spare, I said, we're not going to have time to analyze our data if we don't hurry up. Let's send out these surveys, let's see what we can get. We gave people 2 weeks to fill in the surveys. Maybe a little bit longer, we would have got a better response rate, but I think within 2 weeks, people who were going to respond had responded. We wrote our report, we made our presentation. We, in fact, won the presentation competition, so something good other than the actual results came out of it, which was nice. But the really important bit is the learning experience that we had. So I was doing my medicinal chemistry thing, I was preparing for a career, stuck behind a lab bench, doing titrations all day long, bored out of my mind, but getting paid just enough money. But what I actually found was that my aspirations to do something better and bigger with my life weren't unfounded. I had this notion in my head that I could be something, I could do something that wasn't just be a lab techie for the rest of my life. And going through this process, I realized that actually a lot of the rest of my generation had similar aspirations, and it wasn't that I was full of myself or that I thought I was special. This is what we are. We are an innovative generation. We want to do better. We want to be better. We want to be bigger. And that you don't have to be pigeonholed into the thing that you picked when you were 18 years old because your mom told you to fill in the CAO. So what we actually got out of this was, yeah, we got some statistically relevant data. Yeah, we got some research done, and that was great. And yeah, our findings helped the company. What we actually got was a life lesson. And by the end of the 9 weeks, even though we thought this HR project would be the bane of our existence, we really enjoyed it and we really learned something so relevant and so important to us. But that's just kind of the personal journey we went on. We did find some interesting stuff that is actually really relevant to employers and really quite useful. So this is Generation Y. We are well educated. We have had the best access to education of any generation so far. We are technologically advanced. There are people in our generation who were there for the advent of the mobile phone. There are people who've never lived without one. We are so technologically advanced. We're team-oriented. We've all played in sports teams. We've all had team activities we've had to be a part of from the time we were children. We're so good at working in teams. We're innovative. We are ideas people. That is what we do. We come up with ideas and we drive them forward. There have never been so many entrepreneurs as there are in Generation Y. But we need things from business. We need organization. Disorganization just irritates us. We can't cope with the fact that you don't have a plan. There has to be a plan. We need a plan going forward. We want mentors. We don't want subject matter experts. We don't want managers. We want people who want to help us succeed. We want people to help us drive our careers. We need mentors. We want feedback. I cannot overemphasize how important communication is. Everyone we talked to, communication was the issue. It's all about communication. And we want rewards, but you can't motivate us with your money. We don't want your money. Well, we want some of your money. We don't want all of your money. We have other things. So employers, what do you do now? What comes next? You need to be approachable. You need to be open. You need to engage from day one. You need to appraise. You need to appreciate. You have to give your employees something to get it back. Generation Y are going to thank you. You're going to thank me. And for now, I'm going to thank you for your attention.